Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Torchwood review. I am Davros and I am a Whovian, and today I review Torchwood Miracle Day. So this is a 10-episode series where it is the fourth series of Torchwood, where it says when everyone in the world stops dying, the CIA is altered by one single word, Torchwood. And of course, our two remaining Torchwood members, Gwen and Jack, must spring into action to solve what's going on, as these people that say that stop dying, they call it Miracle Day. And of course, Jack somehow is mortal and is facing injuries and could potentially die if he's not careful. And of course, we soon find that there's this child killer who was on death row, but then is the talk of the town. We even get three mysterious families that we uncover in Jack's past, a relationship he had with a man, and also the reason for the miracle. And we find out that these three men formed an alliance, and their descendants got all of Jack's blood as they drained him dry and slaughtered him and stuff over the years. And they've used his blood and given it to the blessing, where on both sides of the planet, beneath the Earth's crust, the blessing sustains life on Earth. And with the blood on both sides, Jack in there, it's made him mortal and everyone immortal. However, Jack eventually does manage to undo it by having his blood in there, and a new recruit named Rex Matheson, who worked for the CIA, does a blood transfusion with Jack and they fix the miracle. But then Rex discovers that he now can't die, and that cliffhanger never gets resolved. So yeah, that's pretty much the essential story there. What did I like about this? Well, we get two new recruits in this, Esther Drummond, and as I've mentioned already, Rex Matheson, who suffers a fatal car accident and should have died, but because of the miracle he survived. So I like that we got some old characters in there, like Gwen, Jack, Reese, and we still kept the Swansea setting as well, the Wales setting. I mean, it wasn't all set in Cardiff. We had a good part of it taking place in, Swansea, Wales. And then we had another part of it taking place in America, in California, where Jack and the rest of the gang try and work out the miracle and what's going on. We also get Bill Pullman in this as Oswald Danes, who is a convicted child predator. And, he can't die, but then he discovers all these truths about this family. We even get this other young woman in there, Jilly Kissinger, who follows Danes and ends up being in league with these three families. So yeah, I like that we got new characters and some familiar faces and a lot of American actors in this. I mean, they really Americanized this show by having it been done with the BBC and Stars, taking like the Torchwood brand stateside. I like the story, but this, having it 10 episodes and play out weekly at the time when I saw this one, I didn't like it. I thought it was too Americanized. And 10 episodes, having it serialized, I don't know how we managed to get through to it, but yeah, this probably would have worked better if they did it like they played out, Children of Earth. If it was 10 episodes, have 5 episodes one week, the next 5 the next week. But having it weekly, I just felt like a bit of a commitment, but I saw it through to the end. But yeah, I didn't like this whole Americanized thing. Torchwood is a British show, and as we've seen throughout the recent times in Doctor Who, the whole Disney deal and that, just let the show stay British, and with the BBC, they know what they're doing, and there's good storytelling involved with that. But yeah, the villains in it, the three families, were not that antagonistic. They were like just rich snobs that wanted to decide how long people live and what have you and stuff. They were unlikable people, but there weren't much development on them, and they were introduced kind of later on in the series. So yeah, and this is all. This is the last we ever got of Torchwood as a TV show. I know Torchwood's continued on in Big Finish Audio, but seeing it, go out on a bit of a low note. Yeah. We also have Gwen's father as well, who's on death's door and is going to be put into Category 1. That's another thing. They control life. The three families plan to control life by burning bodies. People that are Category 3 or something, or Category 1, they burn them in ovens, alive. And that's how they control the population. We even get another character as well in there, Vera, who is a nurse and gets caught up in the whole, dilemma. And yeah, but I felt this was too Americanized. Not that there's anything wrong with the Americans and that. They can do good shows and that, but taking Torchwood and some, and that, just not my thing. There were 10 episodes in this series. There was, the episodes were New World, Rendition, Dead of Night, Escape to LA, Categories of Life, and The Middlemen, Immortal Sins, End of the Road. Yeah, so, and The Gathering, and we also got The Bloodline. So, 10 episodes, all with those names, and I gotta be honest, it was good. Had the potential to be. I think the whole premise was there, but I just feel, that this is not the best series of Torchwood. If you ask me how all the series are in Torchwood, how I'd rate them, Series 2 is by far my favourite series of the show. Series 1 as well, a good one. Series 3, Children of Earth, but Miracle Day is definitely the lowest one for me. I mean, I would have loved Torchwood to return and go back to the weekly premise, where we get a standalone story every week, like a big bad of the week or monster of the week. But, with new members joining and that, because, like we say, we got a lot of them killed off in previous ones. But yeah, still, we have seen Captain Jack again. We have seen him in, Doctor Who, again, most recently Jodie Whittaker's era. We saw him return in a episode in Series 12, and then for the New Year's special, Resurrection of the Daleks. So, yeah, we know that Gwen has a second child as well. But yeah, never mentioned anything about the Miracle or Rex Matheson again. Anyway, ratings. What will I rate this one? I'll give the performances a 8, the writing a 7, the visuals, I'll give them an 8, and my personal, I'll give it a 7. Yeah, not my favourite series of Torchwood, but it is watchable. So yeah, there you go. There is my review on Torchwood Miracle Day. Have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Torchwood review. So until next time, run for your life.